Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I just wanted to say hello again and follow up with spines number 41 through 50 in the Criterion collection, and then discuss which one is my favorite, so stick around for that. The first one, spine number 41, is Lawrence of Olivier and Henry V. The brief gist of that is and I might mispronounce this, I don't mean to, but it is the Battle of Agincourt. It's Shakespeare's telling of Henry V and the English win over a much larger French army during the Battle of Agincourt, which was in 1415. So that's pretty interesting. Then the next one is spine number 42. It is Fishing with John. This is a very unique Criterion label, or a Criterion film, I should say. This is a fella named John Laurie. He goes fishing with various celebrities all across the world. So in here it'll be celebrities like Willem Dafoe and Matt Dillon and Dennis Hopper, also Jim Jarmusch, and evidently John Laurie is friends with most of these people, and he takes them all around the world to places like Thailand, and he goes ice fishing, and just hilarity, just different things happen in here that are just funny. This is such an oddball piece. It's a 6-part, I want to say documentary, but it's more like a mockumentary. And it's just really hilarious. This came out in 1992 as like a mini series. You can find this on Criterion or on YouTube. Actually, I think they have some showings of this. Spine number 43 is called Lord of the Flies. This is William Golding's. This is a movie based off of William Golding's novel that we were all asked to read in school. This came out in 1963. And the next one is The Red Shoes. This is by Powell and Pressburger. Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger, to be specific. This is spine number 44 in the Criterion collection. This came out in 1948. This is filmed in Technicolor. Wonderful film. It's about a woman who is a great ballerina, up-and-coming ballerina, and she has to choose between basically the love of her life or her prolific ballerinadom, for lack of a better word. The next one is spine number 46. Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. It's getting harder for me to see. Spine number 45. This is called Taste of Cherry by Abbas Kiarostami. He's a wonderful director. I love his work. And that's not giving anything away here, but this is basically about most of Kiarostami's work has to do with bringing locals in, and he tells a story using the local culture and the local peoples, local villages and whatnot to tell a humanistic story. And this is a story that is really wrapped in sadness, but it kind of makes you think about, you know, what is life really all about? I don't want to give too much of this away, but basically each person that he asks someone to do him a favor, or a group of people to do him a favor along the way. Ultimately, he is trying to end his own life, and he wants somebody to either like bury him or help, you know, save him. and each person that he asks that question to along the way uh, helps him to feel a little different, based on their reaction to his question. This is an incredibly deep movie, uh, and ironically, an incredibly beautiful movie. Not only about, not only cinematically, like the locations and things of that nature, but also like the people that are in it. It's a very humanistic tale. It really is gripping. Um, the next one is called The Most Dangerous Game. This is spine number 46. This came out in 1932. So what's interesting about this is this stars a young lady named Fay Wray. So for those who don't remember or don't know, Fay Wray gained fame in 1933, the year after this came out, for her role in the original King Kong, which, incidentally enough, I don't have it because it was on Laserdisc, but it's one of, if not Criterion's first movie, one of the first movies that Criterion did that actually had commentary on it on Laserdisc. So the way that it operated back in the day, when you had a Laserdisc player, it had a stereo soundtrack to it. The King Kong did. And you had to turn the knob one direction to get the commentary and then another direction to get the film audio. So if you put it in the middle, then you would get both. You would get the film audio and the commentary together, like you get them today, when you turn on a commentary track. So, because somebody is not talking constantly, there's the movie going on in the background. It was very similar in that regard for King Kong. But it was cool to see Fay Wray in a role before King Kong in this. So basically, like, what this is about is there's a gentleman who's a big game hunter, but this is kind of I want to say spooky horror-esque movie. And essentially what happens here is he starts hunting the people that shipwreck on his island. So it kind of took a little turn there, but anyway, it's an interesting older style black and white film with Fay Wray in it. The next one is spine number 47. This is called Insomnia, and the cover art is very interesting on this one. This stars Stellan Skarsgård, and this is a Norwegian movie and Swedish. But what's interesting about this is a mystery. So generally what happens in here, there's a detective who was sent to Norway to investigate a murder, and a murder of a teenage girl. So basically, from what I remember, something happens during the course of the investigation where the detective kind of starts to lose his mind a little bit, because up in Norway and most of the Arctic Circle or areas near it have a phenomenon called the midnight sun, where the sun doesn't go down. It stays up for most of the year, and people get disoriented because of it. So I think the cover art here is very fitting because of that, but and that's why it's pretty much washed out. But there's some interesting things that happen between the detectives here that is definitely worth a look. And the next one, spine number 48, is called Black Orpheus. This is by a gentleman named Marcel Camus. I'm not actually sure the best way I can describe this is the telling of the Orphic story. So it's like Orpheus and I'm going to butcher her name, Eurydice, but from Greek mythology. So it's like people that are destined to love each other, but this is juxtaposed against the background of the carnival in Rio. And this came out in 1959. So what's cool about this is, in my opinion, is first of all, it's the Orphic tale told with a black cast. And then I found out after watching this, I can't remember where I found this out, so y'all will have to excuse me, but somewhere I read or heard that Prince, the musical artist, had this playing in his house all the time. Like, he loved this movie, evidently, and yeah, I can understand why. It's so filled with color, and the imagery in it is so good. The music is really good. It's a different take on that same tale, which is really, it's a neat watch. And then the next two, unfortunately, I don't have the older versions of Spine number 49 and 50, at least singly. So I do have them. They're in here in the Essential Fellini box. So those two are I apologize because I'm looking for it. It's Knights of Cabiria and a movie called And the Ship Sails On. Okay, so I really forgot what The Ship Sails On is about. I think it's about, if I remember correctly, it's about a group of people who, there's a singer on the ship that she ends up dying. Like, she's toward the end of her life, I think, and she ends up dying, and she had, or maybe somebody in her family, I can't recall. It's been a little while, so I apologize, but it's basically somebody passed away, and their final wish is to be like buried or cremated and placed somewhere, and they're on the way to go do that. And it kind of deals with class divide and just different stuff that, from what I remember. But Knights of Cabiria, that is about a prostitute, and her name is Cabiria. And what I remember about that one is it shows her in various situations. Like, one of the situations at the beginning of it was she had, like, I guess a suitor or something that, or maybe a John that had jumped in the river to save somebody, and he ended up dying or something like that. And what's interesting about that movie is it's what's called neo-realism. So what neo-realism is they use real people from real towns. They use the real location. They don't shoot on a set. So it's Italian neo-realism specifically because they use locations in Italy, and especially with Fellini being Italian, they use locations in Italy to film the stuff, and they use local folks as like extras and things. So you don't have as much, it tells like a day in the life kind of thing. And honestly, that one was my favorite one of the whole grouping. And I'm kind of cheating a little bit because now I'm remembering I have two favorites. I have Knights of Cabiria being a favorite. I think that Knights of Cabiria is a very good entry point into Federico Fellini. If you've never seen him before, that's a good place to start. again, I would probably get it from the Criterion channel. You can subscribe to that, you know, to look at it. I'm pretty sure it's up there. Unfortunately, I didn't research that before I started this, but my definite recommendation would be to go there. And then my very most favorite is the red shoes. Definitively, without question, if anyone hasn't seen this, and if you have like a musical bone in your body or you have a performance bone in your body, this is one that is 100% recommended from me. As much weight as that carries. But spine number 44, this is actually out on 4K right now. You can get it through Barnes & Noble at 50% off. So for 25 bucks, you can go grab probably one of the most beautiful movies I think you'll ever see. This is filmed in Technicolor. So basically when film went from black and white to color, the first thing that they used was Technicolor. So if no one is familiar with what Technicolor looks like, I would imagine that most people have probably seen The Wizard of Oz. So when The Wizard of Oz went from black and white or brown and, you know, sepia and ecru or whatever into color, that's Technicolor. How it's real rich and vibrant. I just can't, I wish I had this on 4K. I'll just put it that way, but I just don't want to rebuy it. But please do yourself a favor. If you have a 4K player, go ahead and get this one. If you don't, snap up the Blu-ray. Criterion does a really great job of mastering their Blu-rays. You know, so you're going to have an exceptional experience either way. But if you have 4K, go ahead and get it. This is amazing. It's a really good like date night movie, but basically, you know, it has to do with a woman having to make a hard decision about her dreams or her man, one or the other. But I wanted to take a minute to just say thank you for joining me tonight, and I have been able to get to all of the comments that y'all have left, and some of y'all have corrected me on some of the things that I've stated over the course of me posting, and I appreciate that because I can't remember everything. But I want to tell you thank you for watching tonight, and if you like what you see, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, I've got one more person that I need to have subscribe in order for us to hit 50 subscribers, which I know I'm a small channel, but it means the world to me that I'm able to do this. So I appreciate y'all once again. Thank you. Until the next one.